Welcome back to the 253 All Day Everyday podcast. My name is Chris and we're on episode 10 already. Dang, time flies by when you're just, you grind everything out, I guess. It's just that simple. Um Today in this week, if you notice, the setup's a little bit different. I'm doing that definitely on purpose. I want you to your first experience on the Tacoma-based company that I'm going to talk about. I want your experience to be not what you see in their designs and the creativity. I don't want you to see it firsthand from this podcast. I want you to go visit it. Go visit the store. Go check out their Instagram. Check out their website online. You will get the vibe and understanding why I didn't want to be the first person to kind of show you some my own personal maybe photos of the stuff, or even just pulling stuff off the internet and showing you that way, because you definitely need the full experience, because ETC Tacoma is definitely a full board experience wherever you want to go. This is a company that's been near and I've loved forever. I think personally, best brand worldwide, hands down. Am I biased? 100%. But I would pass up Gucci. I would pass up Prada. I would pass up Nike. I would pass up Adidas. I would pass up a lot of major brands and skip all them and tell them, you know what? My favorite branding company is ETC Tacoma. It's because as a kid growing up, I would never, ever, ever have thought this could have been a thing coming out of here. I love streetwear growing up. I'm a hip hop head. I love Echo. I love Staple. I love the Hundreds. I love everything about it. I love streetwear. I love Rareware. I love the concept of it. I love limited drops. I love it all. I enjoy it. I think it's awesome way for different creatives and different people to express themselves through their clothing, through the stuff that they wear. People can talk about it during limited drops, which is cool. And that too is definitely something out of skate culture also. I'm growing up too. I loved all the skate brands, Elements, Tony Hawk brand, all of that stuff. That whole just like you're supposed to wear your clothes. You're supposed to get grimy and dirty in them, and they're still supposed to look good at the same time. It shouldn't be a cheap sweatshirt. It shouldn't be a cheap shirt, because kids were outside playing in them, so it had to be durable, but it had to be looking fresh though too on top of it. You feel me? So with all of that and all that fun stuff, and all those different memories of growing up and buying Echo and buying all the newest stuff, buying Vans when they first were coming out, the slip-ons, buying skate shoes, buying all that, and just trying to incorporate that street culture, but putting it into a dope design, so the kids from that place will understand or like have pride in it. I never would have ever thought Tacoma would have that type of a brand. I just never did. Definitely growing up, I always thought you would have to go to New York, you would have to go to Cali to get it popping. But thank God that the boys out there in ETC and ETC Umi had the vision when he was down in LA, hanging out at the 100 shop, watching Bobby do his thing down there. He had the vision to come up to Tacoma and start the same thing in here. He knew the town had love, bro. We've always had love for our town. You ask anybody from the 253, bro. We rep it way harder than anything. One of my friends that grew up in Vancouver, Washington, moved up here for a little bit, for a couple years while he was getting his start off as a comedian. And his mind was blown during street fairs, even just going out to dinners and stuff like that, and talking to the locals and going to the Tacoma Comedy Club and trying to do his thing over there. It blew his mind that he thought I was crazy, not crazy, but he thought I was the only crazy one that loved Tacoma as much as I did. And then he moved to Tacoma and saw the love that the people have for the city too on top of it, and his mind was blown. He's like, bro, a little city in the South, and when people think of Washington, you think of Seattle, and you think people would have pride in Seattle, and they do, and 100%. But it's funny because you go to Tacoma, and it's like we almost push away Seattle. We go, Seattle's cool, but guess what? Why don't you come down to Tacoma and we'll show you about real good time down here, because the city's where it's at, man. Playing basketball, Tacoma and Seattle, we always had a rivalry. AU teams, when Seattle high schools, when Tacoma high schools beat Seattle high schools, that's like a pride thing for us down here. All of that stuff, man. We got love for the city. So for Umi to not even just have the vision, but have the confidence to start a little shop on Pac Ave back in the early 2000s, like, just to even have that vision to know, like, you know what, I'll plant this seed and I know this seed will grow. These boys, these gentlemen, these business owners, they need to clap, because if you ask me, what really got downtown popping was those boys, was that shop. I would come back from college, from going to living in Parkland my whole life, living in Tacoma, and I went over to college for Eastern Washington, and I would come back here. This would be one of the first shops I would go to. I would check out all their stuff. I would go buy it, come back. I'll bring my friends from over across the state. They would come over here to Tacoma. I'd try to show them a good weekend over here. I'd bring them to the shop, show them that we had dope stuff going around here, and try to break that mold of, yeah, we a little edgy. Yeah, sometimes we get a little ghetto, but we know how to have a good time. As long as you just respect us, we'll respect you, type of a situation. And that's what ETC Tacoma is, man. It gave a kid like me, in college and stuff like that, something to wear and be proud of, man. And not only that, it was dope designs, it was quality shit. It was quality stuff. I can't explain it. I wear this one right here, dude. I wear all their sweatshirts out and about. They're double lined, heavy fleeced. The quality is just 20 times better than whatever I else would pick out from anywhere else around in the town, man. And yes, we would have, dope ass, we would have other cool t-shirt shops and stuff like that, but it was nothing like what ETC was coming out with. Even to this day, man, it's so dope to see where it's at and see the youth, the younger guys in my generation, like the younger ones, the early 20s, from the early 20s to even the old heads, bro. Now they all go to the shop, and it's become a staple here in Tacoma. You see an ETC design, you see ETC clothing everywhere in Tacoma right now. Everywhere. And it's beautiful. Because growing up here, we never thought we would ever have that. We always had to, buy it offline, or had to go get it done at the Puyallup Fair and have it airbrushed on or some shit like that. Like, we never had something like where it's like strictly from Tacoma. It was always, we had to piggyback off of Seattle or something like that also. So having this shop and giving these and just having the vision and the patience, because this shop's been around here for a good minute. It's not like they just opened up and they just popped all out of nowhere. These boys have been around here doing God's work for a minute for us, and I can't sing their praises more to the mountain high tops. If you can, I know a bunch of people are gonna listen to this and be like, yeah, we already knew this, but guess what, I'm gonna say it again, and we're gonna keep on saying it. Like I said earlier, go check out their shop. Go check out their designs. Not only that, they give back to the community. They made one of the dopest t-shirt designs ever for the COVID relief plan for all small businesses. They just had literally the whole Pierce County divided up perfectly to each individual city. And that's Tacoma, though. Tacoma, yeah, we're one big old city, but there's so much diversity in our beautiful city. That's what makes it awesome. And ETC caters not just to, the ghetto kids. They cater to the North End kids. They cater to the kids out in Graham. They cater to the kids out in the Sway, because ETC is Tacoma. And I can't give them more of a shout out. And this podcast in general is just something so near and dear to me that I really would wish nothing but good vibes for them, because I know they don't just inspire me, they inspire so many kids to go out and do what they want to do, because they saw the vision before the vision was there, if that makes sense. They saw Pac Ave popping off. They saw what Pac Ave could be before you seen all the breweries get in there. ETC Tacoma was the first one down there before everything. Was it Club 907? That shit was always popping on the weekends, or there was always stuff going on. They were always supporting the community with local photographers and things like that. I don't know how many times where I walk in there with my camera and Daz or Umi would be asking me, hey, what have you been taking pictures today? And I wish I would have followed up with them more. I know they've talked to me about possibly getting prints up into their shop. I wish I would have hit up Daz more. That's definitely my fault, and nothing against them. But they're always down to work with local collaborations. I remember them dropping some dope collabs with Tacoma Apparel. One of my favorite sweatshirts wasn't even one of their designs, but they gave the platform to the local designer of Tacoma Apparel that they have. So they're not just only about themselves, but they're totally completely about the city. Did I even take a breath there? I don't even think I took a breath. Well, I can't sing their praises enough. I'll put their link down in the bio and below. Um, that's all I really gotta say about ETC Tacoma, what it meant to me, what it is. Please go visit those boys' shop. And cheers to everybody. Cheers to the Seahawks. Everybody have a good holiday weekend. Or all the holidays, all that fun stuff coming up too. Be safe out there. The days are getting darker quicker. So if you guys are out and about late at night, make sure that you're paying attention to everything, paying attention to stuff around you. And this is episode 10 of the 253 All Day Everyday podcast, I guess. And I'm Chris. I'm out. Peace.